Okay, so this little sequence is one where we can help to relieve headaches, but we don't start off in our typical way. Get a couple of blocks or your bolster and sit in Virasana, so you can have a couple of blocks between your feet, and then just sit back. Have enough blocks underneath you, or have enough lift so that you can sit comfortably for a couple of minutes. So the eagle arms action is, so the Garudasana arms is really useful. So just sit in Virasana, just making sure that you're sitting high enough, because if it's uncomfortable then you might need to sit a little higher. Just sit with the legs in Virasana, just resting your hands on your thighs and lifting up into your chest. Just close your eyes for a few moments and then observe your breath. Just focus on how your body and mind is feeling. Just listen to the sound of your breath. Focusing on long, slow, deep, deliberate breaths. Fill in your lungs from the bottom to the top. And empty in your lungs from the top to the bottom. So you're filling your lungs like you are filling a jug with water. And you're emptying your lungs like you're emptying a jug of water from the top to the bottom. Soften the skin around the forehead by softening the jaw. Draw the lower teeth away from the upper teeth. And allow your tongue to sit in the floor of the mouth. Just bring your hands into Namaste. Press the palms firmly together. Lengthen from your armpits into your elbows, from the elbows into the heels of the hands, from the heels of the hands into the fingertips. And then gently draw your chin down to meet your chest. Lift your chest up to meet your chin. Just spend a few moments to lengthen the shoulders away from your ears and to seek to generate a genuine, heartfelt sense of gratitude for something or someone or somewhere. So creating a sensation of thankfulness and gratitude in the heart area, Hold on to that feeling of abundance, and then gently release your hands down to the thighs, palms facing upwards. Bring the tip of the index finger with the tip of the thumb. Just listen to the breath. And then raise your head and allow your eyes to softly open. So just stretch your arms down to the floor, spread your fingers, and then stretch your arms out in front. Turn the palms to face down, and then cross your arms over so that the right hand goes underneath the left hand, and then see if you can get hold of your shoulders. So get hold of your shoulders, like you're trying to prise your shoulders apart. So try and creep the fingers towards each other behind your back, and try to feel that you can almost prise the shoulders apart. Now at this stage, the bottom elbow will have slightly overshot the upper elbow, and that's what we want. So the bottom arm, just make it come up to a right angle, keeping the other arm locked in the gap. And then with the other arm, straighten the other arm, and then bring the palms as closely together as you can. And then lengthen your fingers up to the ceiling. Lengthen your forearms away from your face. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. Push the palms as closely together as you can. So we often hold tension, especially headache tension, in the shoulders and in the neck. So this pose helps to just release that tension. Keep the arms reaching up to the ceiling. Keep the forearms away from the face. Just breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Just keep the head looking forwards. Keeping the breath soft and deep. Filling the lungs from the bottom to the top. Okay, and then just uncoil your arms and just let your arms rest to the sides of the body. Just feel all of the energy in the hands, in the shoulders. Stretch your arms out in front, and this time bring your left hand underneath the right hand, and then again get hold of the shoulders and try and prise the shoulder blades apart. Again, so that the upper elbow has kind of overshot the elbow beneath. And then the lower elbow, bring that up to a right angle, keeping the other elbow locked in position, straighten the right hand, and then lengthen the arms. So bring the palms to face each other if you can, and then lengthen the forearms away from the face. Stretch the fingers to the ceiling. Just breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Keep the head just looking forwards. You could just bring the chin to the chest a little, just momentarily, just to stretch out the back of the neck, but then lift the head just so that the head is looking forwards. Move the forearms away from your face. Just breathing even deep inhalations and exhalations. This is a little more active than a typical restorative pose. It will pay off. So it's just a little investment in the poses to follow. Feeling the shoulders prising open. Just observing the breath, filling the lungs from the bottom to the top and emptying the lungs from the top to the bottom. And then gently uncoil your arms and then just let your arms just rest down on the floor for a moment. Rest your hands on your lower ribs, just observe all of that energy in your shoulders and in your arms. Okay, just stretch your legs out. So just stretch your legs out from Virasana, just letting your legs just gently refresh. Push the heels away, pull your toes toward your kneecaps, and then lift up into the chest. And then just come off your lift. So we're going to do the legs up the wall pose. So you'll need a wall, and you can have a bolster underneath your seat bones. You can have a head. You can have a blanket for underneath your head. So we're just going to, if you're wearing glasses, it's good to take them off. You're just going to shuffle yourself into the wall, and then bring yourself up onto the bolster. Have a blanket for underneath your head. And then you can either stretch your arms out to the sides like this, or rest your arms over your head. But maybe for a headache, it feels nice to bring the arms out to the side. So we're going to stay here a little longer and approach this pose much more like a traditional restorative pose. So allow the body to just really gently relax. So just scanning your body for areas of discomfort. Just allowing yourself to release into the ground. After the stimulating effect of the eagle pose, this becomes nice and quiet. If you find that holding your legs becomes an effort, then get a belt and put it into a loop and then tie the belt around your upper legs or around your shins, and then the belt will just hold your legs in position so you can just let go. Just a few more minutes, just resting into this upside down pose. So with the support under the head, just allow the body to rest into the ground. Okay, to come down, if the belt is around your shins, then just slip the belt off. Just roll over onto your right side or just onto a side where you're comfortable and just stay down on the floor for a moment. Just resting on your side. And then straighten out top leg. And then come up into a seated position. Just cross legs with your hands just holding onto your knees for a moment. Just observe how your head and your shoulders and your neck feels. Okay, so we're going to have a couple of blocks and a bolster. So a couple of blocks like this, and then your bolster is going to sit on top of there. You need a blanket for your head, and then potentially you might need a couple of blocks for the side for your hips. So we're going to come into our just butterfly pose. The feet are close to the seat bones, and then you come down along the ramp, just support your head and then rest down into the floor. So just rest yourself down. Just listen to your breath. So make sure your head is supported. So if your elbows don't feel comfortable on the floor, you can always put blocks underneath your elbows. Just to give you a little extra support. Soften your jaw and your tongue and your throat. around the eyes by drawing the lower teeth away from the upper teeth. Gently allow yourself to sink into the floor. Feeling the quietness that comes over the brain. Okay, stretch out your legs, just stay on the lift. Just let your legs relax along the floor. And then wriggle your toes, push your elbows into the floor, and then bring yourself up into cross legs. Just observe the lightness of your energy in your head and your shoulders. Okay, we're going to do a supported bridge pose. Ideally, you need 2 bolsters for this, but if you don't have 2 bolsters, then you can use some cushions. So you've got 1 bolster for your upper body, and then another bolster for your another bolster for your legs. Get a belt, and I want you to tie your legs together. So you just tie your legs together, just around the shins will be fine. It doesn't have to be tight, it's just something that's going to hold you in position with your legs. So you just tie your legs together like this, and then you come off the end of the bolster down onto your back so that your shoulders are, the tops of your shoulders are on the floor, and then you stretch your arms out to the side like this. So it might take a few attempts to find the right position. Actually, that first position was perfect actually for me, but you might have to come in and out of position. So you got the belt around your legs, just holding your legs in position, and then you shuffle yourself down along the floor. If you've only got 1 bolster, then have your legs, have some of the other cushions underneath your legs. If you've got some pillows or some cushions, just to support your legs. So your shoulders are on the floor, back of your neck is long, and then just allow the body to release into the floor. This sequence is deeply quietening. So just engage with the relaxation elements. Okay, when you're ready, just bend your knees and slip the belt off your legs. So have the feet on the floor either side of the bolster for a moment. And then very gently just roll yourself over onto your right side. Just be aware that you're going to be lifted up from the floor a little. And then just straighten the top leg and come up into cross legs for a moment. Just observe your energy. Observe how your energy has changed. Lightness of positive energy, how restorative poses bring to the body and to the mind. And then just have a single bolster for underneath your knees. Have a folded blanket for underneath your head. And then we're just going to go into our basic relaxation pose. So come down onto your back, bolster beneath the knees, the blanket underneath your head. Just wear something warm if you need it, like a blanket or just some extra socks or whatever. And then allow yourself to release into the floor. Let the body become heavy. Just let your body release into the ground. Just allow the arms and the legs to completely relax, unhooking the muscles of your arms and legs. Let the body become heavy on the ground, but at the same time as becoming heavy, observe how that sensation of lightness radiates from the bones and into the muscles. Just allow the body to surrender into the straight line of the floor. Soften the neck and the throat and the jaw. Use your in-breath and your out-breath to distribute that feeling of energetic lightness from the breath into the toes and all the way up into the top of the head. Okay, when you're ready, just wriggle your toes, wriggle your fingers, bend your knees and bring your feet onto the bolster. Have the feet hip width apart at least, and the knees together, just resting your back into the floor. And then very gently roll over onto your right side, just stay down for a breath or two. And then straighten out your top leg, come back up into cross legs with your hands in the masti, just a final spinal lift. Just draw your breath in through your nose, down into the abdomen. Conscious of the energy you have released through your practice. A good, positive, healthy flow of clean energy. The extensions and the forward bends and the reclining poses bring to the body and to the mind. And then draw your chin down to meet your chest. Just spend a moment to acknowledge the positive energy you've created inside. And then send some of that positive energy out into the world. And then release the backs of your hands down toward your knees, palms facing upwards. Just connecting the tip of the index finger with the tip of the thumbs. Palms facing upwards, just a gesture of wisdom and of physical intelligence and peacefulness that you can carry into your evening. And then raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open and the focus to softly come back. Thank you very much. Thank you. So hopefully you feel as though you just lifted your energy and maybe cleared your headache a little, so you just enjoy the rest of your evening without any tension in the head. So thank you very much for joining me.